Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce and Guns. Well, after about 15 years of service and between 10 and 15,000 rounds of use, my Marlin Model 60 has finally failed me. So we're going to take her apart today and see if we can fix what ails her. Also, I had a viewer a few days ago mention that I don't look good when I'm not clean shaven, so hopefully that helps. Alrighty, first let's take a look at the symptoms. What's happening is the bolt is dragging on something inside. I don't know if there's a spring broken or what, but if you pull it back, and there's a lot of resistance right there when I'm pulling that back. And of course it does latch against the hold open lever there, which of course it is empty, by the way. There's no ammo in the tubular magazine. But if you listen, you can hear a lot of drag, and so if you see that right there, see, look at that. That should not be the case. It should not get stuck halfway open like that. Now if I give it a little nudge, it goes forward. It's not being held open by the last round hold open. There is something definitely wrong inside this bolt, inside this receiver. Something is hanging up on the bolt. So let's take her apart and see what we can find. The Marlin Model 60 is held on by two screws. The main screw right here, and another screw back here around the trigger guard. And now we have left behind the actual receiver, and here's all the mechanics and the inner workings of the Marlin Model 60. And there's actually just a plug that pops out right there. You pull that out, and the whole trigger guard, or trigger and hammer assembly, all that good stuff goes aside. First of all, we're going to take a look at this bolt itself. Okay, you're going to pull back the bolt just a little bit. Pull down, pull out, there's the charging handle. Put it aside, and we're going to pull down this bolt. Alrighty, there's a spring. There's the bolt. It looks okay, I guess. The spring looks fine. Set that aside. The bolt, oh, there's a pin there. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at that. Let me clean this up here, and I'll show you what's happening. Yeah, that right there, that is a deep groove. That's a gouge. That is several thousandths of an inch deep. A gouge right there, going all the way up and down. Gosh, look at that. That's pretty bad. And it's being caused by a pin on the bolt that has started to come out. You can get a close-up of that right there. You can see it actually protruding. Oh yeah, you can see that protruding. Look at that. That pin should be completely flush with the side of the bolt. It is not. And no, I'm not using any kind of specialty gunsmithing tools. This is a normal punch set from, probably Harbor Freight. I don't know, somewhere cheap. Just a piece of steel. It's not exactly rocket surgery. And I'm using a 20-ounce framing hammer because that's what I got. I now have everything cleaned up and ready to go, except for that sharp edge there, and there's a lot of burrs and things that could still cause issues in the cycling of this firearm. So I'm going to clean that up, smooth that out with a Dremel tool. There we go. Nice and smooth. I can't even tell where that is. We now have a repaired bolt. So let's go ahead and reassemble this whole thing. Got my bolt, got my main spring and the guide rod for the spring, and the actual bolt handle, the charging handle. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and take some lube and go ahead and lube up our bolt. I'm going to use some Hoppy's number 9 here. It really doesn't matter what you use, and you use it very sparingly. The Marlin Model 60 bolt and whole action does not need much lubrication at all. I'm just going to take my finger and spread it over a few of the wear areas. You can see where it's shiny, where it has been wearing against a receiver. And all it needs is all the Marlin Model 60 needs is a hint of oil to keep everything running. The more you oil this, you put a lot of oil inside this receiver, all it's going to do is collect a bunch of junk and a bunch of soot and carbon and lead particles from the actual 22 ammunition. And you're going to foul it up and actually cause the thing to clog up quicker and jam quicker with more oil. So less oil the better, but it does need a little bit. I'm going to put that little pin, the little top hat in there, and I'm going to force the spring into the bolt until I get the guide rod pushed in. And there we go. Now, before we actually push the bolt all the way up to its top location. I'm going to go ahead and put the charging handle in place. There we go. All right, that's good to go. Now, we take the actual trigger mechanism here, and I've already lubed this up. There's actually, there we go. I've actually already lubed this up. You can see the lubrication right there. Just the lubrication points where everything moves is where you want to put a little bit of drop oil. I've already done that here per the Marlin instructions. I'm going to pull back the bolt so I can seat that. I'll go ahead and push the charging handle in. That locks it back, and take the little pin again. Alrighty. Now, let's make sure it's still good to go. Oh, that feels good. That is perfect. Okay, we've got the Marlin Model 60 out to the range. Of course, it's unloaded. Some people don't like having their hand in front of the muzzle of the Marlin Model 60 when they're reloading it. Just make sure your action is open and there's no problem. No safety problem at all. Go ahead and load that in here. Oh yeah, I don't have a target out there. Let me just go ahead and got some cans here. And here we go. Bouncing that can all over the place. All right, she did good. Okay, now, if anything should test it, is the reliability of that. I've never used one of these before, so we're gonna find out if it even works, really. Okay, rapid fire test of the Marlin Model 60, newly repaired by yours truly, Deuce. Oh, it came off. Just need to tighten it down more. I don't know how that pin became unlodged from the bolt. No idea. But, you know, things happen. Worst case scenario is it comes out again. I know exactly how to fix it. And I'll actually peen over a little bit of steel over that pin to kind of tighten it down some. I guess I'll reach it out over there for some other targets of opportunity. Works fine. We are back in business with the Marlin Model 60. Alright folks, couldn't let it go. I've got to do this crank one more time, see if I can get all 14 rounds out of the tube down range in as little time as possible. Alright, here we go. There is nothing wrong with this bolt now. Not at all. Oh, that's awesome. Boy, the range really coming down. Well, guys, what do you think about that? Do you have any suggestions or comments about that? Let me know if there's something else about that I don't know about, some of the reason why that could have happened to the bolt. But anyway, if you have any comments, questions, or show ideas, go ahead and leave that in the comment box below the video. And as always, you guys have a great day. See ya.